Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Now this is the last part of Living World. So guys, now let's get started with it. Taxonomical aids. The taxonomic study of various species of plants, animals and other organisms are useful in agriculture, forestry, industry and in general in knowing our bioresources and their diversity. That is what they are saying is that taxonomic study of various species of plants and animals and other organisms. This that is finding this helps in agriculture, forestry, industry, etc., and it also helps in knowing our bioresources, okay, and their diversity. Actually guys, if you see, there are five different types of taxonomical aids, that is herbarium, botanical gardens, zoological parks, museum and keys, and key, sorry. Okay, the collection of actual specimens of plants and animal species is essential and it is the primary source of taxonomical study. This is very important, guys. So, actual species of plants and animals, which is the primary source of taxonomic studies. The fundamental to the studies and essential for training in systematics. Okay, it is used for classification of an organism and the information gathered is also stored along with the specimens. In some cases, the specimen is preserved for future studies. Okay, the biologists have establish certain procedures and techniques to store and preserve the information as well as the specimen. See, they have the biologists have certain procedures and technique, okay, certain procedures and technique to store and preserve the information of the specimen, okay, preserve the information of the specimen. Some of these are explained and you understand the usage of the aids, okay. Now actually you have to understand this, guys. Now we are going to see about this only, okay. Taxonomical aids. What are the five types of taxonomical aids? Herbarium, botanical gardens, zoological parks, museum and key. Guys, and one information, if you think that I am teaching faster, that is a whether you think my communication is fast, you can reduce the speed, that is like 0.75, like that you can reduce the speed and watch. Sorry guys. And now first let's move into herbarium. Herbarium is a storehouse of collected plant species that are dried, preserved, and pressed and preserved on sheets. Further, these sheets are arranged according to a universally accepted system of classification. Okay, see guys, here the herbarium is the storehouse of collected plant species. Here you will be seeing only the plant species. Herbarium, it is the storehouse of collected plant specimens, okay. Storehouse, that is very important. Collected plant specimens, it will be having only plant specimens, not any other specimens, that is animal specimens at all it won't have, okay, that are dried, pressed and preserved on sheets. First they will be drying and pressing in the sheets and it will be preserved, and these sheets are arranged sorry, and these sheets are arranged according to the universally accepted system of classification, okay. Universally accepted system of classification. These specimens along with their description on herbarium sheets, that is the herbarium sheet will have the providing information about date and place of collection in English and local and botanical names, family name, okay, and collector's name, etc. The herbarium also serves as a quick referral system in the taxonomical study. This is very much important, right? Serves as a quick referral system, okay. This you have to note it. So it serves as a quick referral system. So herbarium, it has only it preserves only the plant specimens and it is arranged in a universally accepted system of classification, and it has provide informations like date and place of collection in English and local and botanical names, family name as well as the collector's name, and it is said to be the quick referral system, okay. Serves as a quick referral system in taxonomical studies. Next comes the botanical garden. Collection of living plants. In herbarium, it is the dead and dried plants will be stored, it will be preserved, whereas in case of botanical gardens it is a living plant for reference, okay. Plant species in these gardens are grown for identification purpose and each plant is labeled indicating its botanical or the scientific name and it is family, okay. Here it is used for actually the botanical gardens preserves the living plants and it is for identification purpose. Living plants for reference and identification purpose. The botanic, it has on the botanical name as well as the family name, okay. The famous botanical gardens are Kew in England and Indian Botanical Garden in Howrah and National Botanical Research Institute in Lucknow, okay. These three you have to remember. Kew in England, Indian Botanical Garden in Howrah, National Botanical Research Institute in Lucknow. Next is the museum. Biological museums are generally set up in educational institutes such as schools and colleges. Okay, the museum have a collection of preserved plants and animal specimens for study. See, in case of herbarium, it has only plant specimens. In case of museum, it has both plant and animal specimens for study and reference. Specimens are preserved in containers or jars and in preservative solutions. Plant and animal specimens may be preserved as dry specimens. See, it can be preserved as a dry specimens. Like in case of insects, it is put in an insect board. It is collected, killing, and pinning. Okay, the three process that you have to note here. It is also stored in preservative solution, that is it is also stored in jars which consist of preservative solution, and it is also stored as a dry specimens. It is first, there are three processes: collecting, killing, and pinning it. Okay, large animals like birds and mammals are usually stuffed and preserved. The museum often have collections of skeletons of animals too. This you guys everyone know. Okay, museum, and I hope that at least once in your lifetime you would have visited museums. Okay, or at least once in your lifetime you would have watched in the movies. Okay, so museum, the main see, in case of museum, it preserves both plant and animal specimens. It is preserved in a preservative solution, or it is also stored as a dry specimens, or it can be, the animals can be seen in the form of skeletons too. Okay, dinosaurs and all, in museums we can see it as a skeletal form. Okay, that is, that model will be presented. Real dinosaur skeleton can't be seen. So yeah, next comes the zoological parks. These places where the wild animals are kept in protected environment under human care, and which enable us to learn about their food habits and behavior. Zoological park is nothing other than zoos. Hope you guys have visited zoos. See, it is mainly for, in order to identify or in order to notice the food habits and behavior of the animals. All animals in zoo are provided as far as possible the condition similar to their natural habitat. We will be providing the similar condition mostly to our maximum capability. We will be providing a similar condition of their natural habitat. Okay, these are the pictures of animals in different zoological parks of India. And now last one is the key. Key is another taxonomical aid. See, in this five taxonomical aids, key is very important. Okay, key is another taxonomical aid used for identification of plant and animals based on the similarities and dissimilarities. Okay, here identification of plant and animal species based on similarities and dissimilarities. Keys are based on the contrasting character generally in a pair called as couplet. See, contrasting character generally in a pair called as couplet. It represents the choice made between two opposite options. The result is acceptance of only one and rejection of the other. That is, you will be having one question and two options, either yes or no. Okay, if you say any one, either that is only acceptance yes, or rejection of other no. Okay, each statement in the key is said to be lead. Each statement in the key is said to be lead. See, key is has only the, sorry, key are based on the contrasting character generally in a pair called as couplet. Okay, contrasting character in a pair, okay, which is called as couplet, and each statement in the key is a lead. Okay, keys are generally analytical in nature. Okay, this also you have to note it. Keys are generally analytical in nature. See, in key, identification of plant and animal is based on similarities and dissimilarities, and the contrasting character generally present in key is said to be a couple. In a pair, it is called as couple, and each statement in the key is said to be lead, and keys are generally analytical in nature. Okay, and there are some other means of recording descriptions, that is flora, manuals, monograph, and catalogs. Okay, catalog, hope you all know. See, in case of first we will see about flora. Flora index to plant species found in a particular area. That is, it gives information about the plant species in a particular area. Okay, that is said to be flora. Manuals, information for identification of species in an area. It gives information for identification of a species in an area. In case of flora, it gives index to plant species found in a particular area. In case of mammals, it gives information for identification of species in an area. Monograph, information about any one taxon, that is either the species or genus, family, etc. It gives information about any one taxon as monograph. Information for identification of a species in an area as manual, and index to a plant species in a particular area is flora. Okay, in case of catalog, it is a book kind of thing which has informations. Okay, that is said to be catalog. Hope you guys know what is catalog. So now let's see the summary. Summary of the lesson. The living world is rich in variety. Millions of plants and animals have been identified and described, but a large number still remains unknown. The very range of organism in terms of size, color, habitat, physiological and morphological features make us seek the defining characteristic of living organism. In order to facilitate the study of kinds and diversity of organisms, biologists have evolved certain rules and principles of identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms. The branch of knowledge dealing with the aspects is referred to as taxonomy. See, what is taxonomy? The taxonomy definition is given here. Study, sorry. Certain rules and principles for identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms. The branch of knowledge dealing with these aspects is referred to as taxonomy. Okay, this is a definition of taxonomy. The taxonomic studies of various species of plants and animals are useful in agriculture, forestry, industry, and in general for knowing our bioresources and their diversity. The basics of taxonomy, like identification, naming, and classification of organisms, are universally evolved under international codes. Based on the resemblance and the distinct differences, each organism is identified and assigned a correct, specific, or the biological name comprising two words as per the binomial nomenclature system of nomenclature. What are two words? That is the genus and the specific epithet. Okay, example Magnifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, Panthera leo. These are the examples. Okay, hope you would have read the previous or you would have watched the previous video. I have said different examples in that. There are many categories or ranks and are generally preferred as taxonomy categories or taxa. In plural, it is said to be taxa, and singular, it is said to be taxon. In last video, I taught you. All the categories constitute a taxonomic hierarchy. Okay. Taxonomists have developed a variety of taxonomic aids to facilitate the identification, naming, and classification of organisms. These studies are carried out from the actual specimens which are collected from the field and preserved as the reference in the form of herbaria, museums, and in botanical gardens and zoological parks. It requires special techniques for collection and preservation of specimens in herbaria and museums. Live specimens, on the other hand, of plants and animals are found in botanical gardens and zoological parks. See, live specimens are seen in botanical garden and zoological parks. Taxonomists also prepare and disseminate information through manuals and monographs for further taxonomic studies. Okay, the taxonomic keys are the tools that help in identification based on characteristics. Taxonomic keys are the tools that helps in identification based on characteristics. Okay, in last class I would have said the taxonomic hierarchy. That is, first species, genus, family, family, order, class, phylum for animals, or division for plants. And the final one is kingdom. See, as we move from lower to higher taxa, what happens? As we move from lower to higher taxa, the common or the similarity, common characteristic decreases. So classification becomes complex. This is the important point. So yeah guys, now we are done with this chapter. Okay, then the exercise questions are there. Hope you will answer these. If you don't know any answer for the questions, please do comment. I will be posting the answers. Okay, so yeah, now we are done with this lesson. See, what is taxonomical aids? What are the different types of taxonomical aids we have seen in this? The different types of five different types, that is herbarium, botanical garden, zoological park, museum, and key. Herbarium, it preserves the only the plant specimens. It collects and preserves only the plant specimen. Botanical gardens, it has living plants. Okay, the botanical garden and zoological parks store, that is when it has a reference of living plant and animals respectively. Okay, there are three different types of botanical gardens in Kiev in England, and in India, there are two types that you have to memorize. And zoological parks, what are the uses of zoological parks we have seen. And museum, it stores the dried and preserved parts of both plants and animals, or it can store the insects extra in a preservative solution, and it also has the skeletons of animals, etc. And key it actually what it does, it is based upon the similarities and dissimilarities. Okay, it has two contrasting character, that is what I'm saying is that identification of plant and animals based on similarities and dissimilarities, contrasting character generally in a pair. Okay, that is couplet. And lead, that is each statement and key is to be lead. And flora, manuals, monograph and catalog, etc. Okay, and the summary, what is taxonomy, what is it, what is binomial naming, those things, the rules of binomial naming, etc. we have seen in this chapter. Hope you guys understood this video, and if you do like the video, please do like, share, comment if you have any doubts, and subscribe to my channel. Okay guys, I will meet you in next chapter. Bye, take care, bye.